Stage Wanderer coming at you from my van down by the river. So, is Trump playing 4D chess with Iran, or is there about to be World War III in the Middle East? This is the thing that's occupying my mind lately. So, let's go back and kind of look at how we got here. You know, Obama made a deal with the Iranians that a lot of people feel like gave them the right to just pursue nuclear weapons. There's been this general agreement amongst civilized nations for the past, I don't know, since 1979, that Iran definitely should not have nuclear weapons. And it could be that Trump is going to try to do with Iran what he did with North Korea, which is to drive them to the negotiation table because of sanctions. Now, just I think in the last couple of days, some sanctions went into effect. A banking sanction that basically makes it against international law for any bank to do business with Iran or anyone that does business with Iran. So it's a international banking boycott against Iran. And so it's kind of it's paramount to an economic declaration of war against the nation of Iran. So, you know, Netanyahu has always wanted a piece of Iran. You know, they've been running night raids against Iran whenever they freaking felt like it for some time now, for a long time, and it's been stepped up lately. Since this Syria war has been going on, they've been hitting Syria on a regular basis, mainly to punish Iran for their involvement in what's going on in Syria. The nation of Israel sees the Syrian civil war as their greatest concern right now because they don't want Iran to be able to utilize Syria as a jumping off point to invade Israel on behalf of the Palestinians. So it's starting to look like war is inevitable unless Trump is playing 4D chess. You know, it worked with North Korea. It brought Rocket Man to the table. The problem is Iranians aren't the Rocket Man. But there is good news and bad news, I guess, depending on how you look at it. There is an uprising occurring that is being relatively blacked out by media, and it's very hard to find any information on it. But let me tell you, it's pretty interesting to see a whole group, like a mob of these, Persian Iranian students screaming, USA, USA, and it isn't preceded by death too first. That there's this growing pro-American movement inside of Iran, a revolution that is being probably stirred up by us, who knows at this point, but it is happening. These young men are dressing in Western attire, and they are thumbing their nose at the totalitarian theocracy that has taken control of Iran, and they want a secularized government, and they want the help of the United States to make it happen. So there is that interior pressure, and we are going to step up, clearly, these sanctions. And here's the thing, though. When you squeeze a balloon, it's going to pop out someplace else. Like, that air's got to go somewhere. If you take a long balloon and you squeeze over here, well, it's going to boop, pop out over there. And that's kind of what's going to happen, I'm afraid, if we pressure Iran. That there's enough radicals within the Iranian government, country, nation, movement, whatever you want to call it. There's enough people there that hate America that it could trigger some serious, real-life terroristic attacks. I ain't talking about no false flag make-up stuff, but some real live terrorism like maybe we haven't seen since 9/11. When we talk about that, but let's go back even further, like when Israel has been attacked with terrorism. You know, the kind of bombings that England had to live through with the IRA in the Irish Republican Army and their bombings in London. There's probably going to be some of that. I mean, when you declare economic war on a country, when you pull out of a deal, when you say, okay, we're redoing this, only this time we're going to do it in our favor, and you can like it or lump it, and if you don't like it, we're going to squeeze you to death. Terrorism's going to happen. It's going to happen. So anyway, yeah, brace yourself. I really think that war is brewing in the Middle East. I think that Israel is chomping at the bit, and I think there is reason to believe, if you are a student of eschatology and if you decide to take a certain interpretation of end time doctrines and end time teachings and beliefs, if you want to go down a certain rabbit hole, World War III and the destruction of the United States happens when Iran retaliates against Israel for bombing them. That Israel bombs them and Iran proves to the world they have a nuke by using it against Israel, and then the United States blows Iran out of the water and Russia blows us out of the water, or China. I think it's China is the one that actually is credited in that theory with destroying America. So, yeah, it's kind of spooky, kind of weird, dark stuff again. I wish I had some, bunnies and kitty cats and squirrels to talk about, But then you probably wouldn't pay attention to that because that's not that interesting. But what is going on in the world right now is very interesting, and Iran is definitely the next domino to fall. Whether they come to the table willingly and give up their nukes, or whether the world goes to war with them, is yet to be seen. And if you look a certain way at Scripture and prophecy, this could be the beginning of the end for the United States if we go down this road right now. And then again, Trump might just be outsmarting them, bring them to the table, and get her done, make America great again kind of thing. Well, we'll find out, and hopefully not the hard way. God save us all.